Our topic is immune responses. So immune responses means what? Means when a pathogen enter in our body, that time our immune system has to be actively find out the pathogen, that is actively found out the pathogen, and it creates the antibody against the pathogen. So that is called the response, immune response. So the immune response may be primary or secondary. First we will see the primary immune response. So the primary immune response occurs when the pathogen is come in contact with the immune system for the first time. So for example, the chicken pox is attacking in your body, okay, first time. So that time, that is called the primary response. You will get fever and rashes in the body. So during this, immune system has to learn to recognize the antigen, produced antibody against it, and eventually produce the memory lymphocytes. So when the chickenpox virus enters in your body, it creates, that is, the immune system has to find out the antigen, that is what pathogen is entered and what is the antigen. For that antigen, the antibody has to be created by our immune system. So that, and it has to provoke the memory lymphocytes also. So it takes some more time, 1 or 2 days or even 1 week also. So the primary immune response is a slow and short-lived. So because first time it got attacked, during that time we will get fever and some other symptoms of the particular disease. After the recognition of the particular antigen, our body immune system produces antibody. So and also it has to produce the memory lymphocytes. So the primary immune response, that is the primary immune response, is slow and short-lived only. Secondary immune response. So one time you got chickenpox. Again the chickenpox virus is entering in your body. What will happen now means the same antigen was faced by the antibodies of our immune system, and it will recognize the antigen within a second, within few minutes. It destroys the pathogen, that is the antigen, that is the pathogen which creates the antigen, that is chickenpox virus, was destroyed and eliminated. So it takes place within a second, that is it's short-lived. That is the duration. The days in primary response is more compared to the secondary response. So during this time, the immunological memory has been established and the immune system can start producing antibodies. So the memory, that is immunological memory, works and it starts again. So once again the pathogen has, that is the antigen has entered in your body or our body, in our body, and it recognized and it has to synthesize antibodies. That antibodies will kill the antigen. Immediately within a hour after recognition of the antigen, a new army of plasma cells are generated. So after these cells recognized, the new plasma cells will be formed. So within 2 to 3 days, the antibody concentration in the blood rises so steeply to reach much higher level than the primary response. So in 2 to 3 days, the blood rises, that is the concentration of antibody is more in the blood. So which was higher than the primary response. So it can be a booster response also. The secondary immune response is also called as booster response. So differences between primary immune response and secondary immune response. So the first point is, that is, first it comes the primary contact with an antigen. First time the antigen was coming in contact with the immune system. Okay. The second one, that is the same, the secondary immune response, again the antigen enters into the body, that is second time, that is second and subsequent contacts with the same antigen. So in primary contact means first time the antigen enters into the immune system. So that contact. In the secondary immune response, the second or subsequent contacts with the same antigen. So the antibody levels, that is, reaches the peak, highest peak. The antibody was produced and the concentration, the blood concentration, antibody should be more in blood, okay. That took place 7 to 10 days in primary immune response. But in secondary immune response, 3 to 5 days. Okay, 3 to 5 days. And next, prolonged period is required to establish immunity. So for immunity, the period is long, that is prolonged. But they, in a secondary immune response with short time, within few hours. Okay. And rapid decline in antibody level. So after the immunity was created first time, that is in primary response, there is a decline in antibody level. But in secondary immune response, the antibody level remain as high. For longer period, it remains high. So that is the lymph nodes and spleen, that is it appears mainly in, that is the primary immune response starts main in lymph nodes and spleen. But the secondary immune response is seen mainly in bone marrow, followed by spleen and lymph nodes. That is hematopoiesis. Hematopoiesis means production of blood cells in bone marrow. That is the process of production of blood cells in bone marrow is called hematopoiesis. This they can ask in your 2 mark or 1 mark. Hope you understand the topic. If you have any doubts, post your doubts in the comment box. If you want to watch the video in Tamil, I had given the link in the description box. You can go and watch it. Give a thumbs up, share and subscribe to Science Easy Tech channel.